Osama, get behind the register now! You niggas, shut up, man, come on! I want no trouble, sir, please. Why should you? Please!
An elderly woman named Evelyn Mercer catches a child stealing chocolate from a store. The frightened boy freezes as Evelyn scolds him and tells the cashier to pretend to call the police. After making him apologize and promise not to steal again, she lets him go home. Moments later, Evelyn continues her errands. Two robbers suddenly enter the store and shoot the cashier.
Osama, get behind the register now! You niggas, shut up, man, come on! I want no trouble, sir, please. Why should you? Please!
Gunfire erupts outside, and Evelyn is caught in the chaos. She is killed in the crossfire. The community mourns deeply, remembering her as a kind and compassionate woman who helped everyone around her. But Evelyn's death would not be forgotten, nor left unpunished. This is Four Brothers.
We're a real family.
Four Brothers.
Soon after, two police officers, Green and Fowler, discuss Evelyn's four adopted sons. Green describes the eldest, Bobby Mercer, as a violent troublemaker who was repeatedly kicked off his hockey team. Jeremiah, the second son, is responsible and law-abiding. The youngest, Jack, is quiet and naive. The third son, Angel, remains missing. He is an ex-soldier with a reputation that commands respect from street gangs. That evening, the three brothers return to their childhood home to mourn. To their surprise, Angel is already there waiting. As the oldest, Bobby takes charge, assigning rooms for everyone and choosing to sleep in their mother's old room. After the tension settles, Bobby visits Jack, who sits quietly strumming his guitar. He admits he feels uneasy and believes their mother's death was not a random act of violence. Meanwhile, Angel leaves to visit an old girlfriend but comes back with her, frustrating Bobby. He refuses to let strangers stay in their mother's home. Later, the brothers gather for dinner to honor Evelyn's memory. They share stories about her gentle wisdom and warm presence at the table. Yet despite the laughter, the grief weighs heavily on Bobby. Hoping to lift their spirits, he suggests they play hockey together, just like they did as kids, for a moment of escape from the pain. A few days later, the siblings meet their mother's lawyer to review her inheritance. Inside the box of documents, they find only Jerry and Jack's birth certificates, while Bobby and Angel's are missing. The discovery leaves them shaken. Searching for clarity, they head to a nearby bar, where the owner recognizes Bobby and mentions a witness who may have seen their mother's murder. Determined to uncover the truth, Bobby, Angel, and Jack disguise themselves as police officers and track down the supposed witness. Their questioning reveals little, except one odd detail. The lights of the nearby basketball court are always turned off before 10 p.m. Bobby doubts the claim and drags the man to the court to test it. By 10 p.m., Bobby and Angel are still at the court, confronting the man they intend to intimidate. Suddenly, the lights go out exactly as described. The darkness gives the man a chance to escape. The next day, Jerry, who had refused to take part in the search, changes his mind. He joins his brothers at the supermarket where their mother was killed. They ask the owner for access to the CCTV footage. The owner shares that the police had questioned a basketball player who matched a specific description, a black man with an afro and a dog. Armed with this lead, the brothers rush to the basketball court, hoping to find the witness. When they arrive, Bobby storms onto the court mid-game, stopping the match and explaining their search for the witness.
Well, you better get the hell out of here, friend.
I'd love to, friend, but I can't.
What, bitch?
A man in the crowd panics and runs. The brothers chase him down and demand answers. The man confesses that the witness they are looking for is his cousin, Damien. While waiting in the car for Damien to show up, Jerry receives a call from his son and reluctantly leaves to keep his promise to meet him at the gym. Bobby and Jack stay behind to continue the pursuit. Soon after, Damien appears. The brothers chase him through the streets. As Bobby closes in, two large dogs block his path. He cuts the rope Damien uses to climb a fence, sending him crashing down. Despite being caught, Damien refuses to talk.
An ambulance? What, for my dog bites?
Maybe a few dubs if I said I saw some gangster shit at the place, alright? But I didn't hurt no one.
Later, Damien contacts them and offers crucial information about Evelyn's killer, but only if they agree to call an ambulance for him. The brothers agree and head to a bar where the suspect is said to be hiding. Once they enter, two men at a nearby table recognize them and flee. The chase begins again, pushing the brothers closer to the truth behind their mother's murder.
Punch it, Bobby, punch it! I got no trust! No, man! I don't give a fuck about
The next day, Bobby was being treated for his injuries by Sophie when two policemen, Green and Fowler, arrived at the house. They questioned him about his possible involvement in the deaths of two men from the previous night. Green focused on the wound on Bobby's hand, believing it was connected to the crime. Bobby avoided giving a clear answer and claimed he was hurt while playing hockey. Fowler then presented new evidence, a strand of Bobby's hair found on the victims, but Bobby continued to deny any role in the murders, convinced the police were setting him up. Elsewhere, a gang leader named Victor Sweet hosted a party in another part of town. During the event, he scolded one of his men, Evan, for failing to understand the seriousness of the deaths of the two robbers who had killed Evelyn. To make an example of him, Victor humiliated Evan and his wife in front of everyone. Still mourning his mother, Bobby decided to take matters into his own hands. He swore to uncover the person behind her murder. Using the killer's ID card as a lead, he began a dangerous search with Jack by his side. Angel, on the other hand, stayed with his girlfriend Sophie until someone arrived with troubling news. Jerry had somehow paid an expensive insurance fee for Bobby, despite claiming to be broke. The revelation made Angel suspicious, and he decided to investigate further. Meanwhile, Bobby and Jack arrived at the home of the man responsible for Evelyn's death. They armed themselves with guns and a camera, ready to collect evidence. At the same time, Angel met one of Jerry's friends and learned that Jerry had been dealing with dangerous gangsters. He also discovered that Councilman Douglas was involved in closing down Jerry's warehouse, linking him to criminal activity. Later, Angel shared what he had found with Bobby. He advised Bobby to confront Councilman Douglas, believing the man knew more about the people threatening Jerry. Angel planned to continue gathering information from his side. That night, Bobby and Jack waited for Councilman Douglas outside his office. When Douglas arrived, Bobby questioned him about who was behind Jerry's troubles. Douglas ignored them until Bobby threatened to set his car on fire. Under pressure, Douglas finally gave them a name, Victor Sweet. At the same time, Green began to question Fowler's integrity. Reviewing CCTV footage from before Evelyn's death, he noticed Fowler having a long conversation with her. Green found it suspicious that Fowler had never mentioned recognizing Evelyn. Later, Bobby, Angel, and Jack met at a bowling club to exchange updates. Angel revealed that Jerry had borrowed money from several people, including Evan, who was also there that night. When Jerry showed up and handed Evan an envelope of cash to settle his debt, the brothers stepped in right after he left, demanding the envelope back to find out what Jerry was hiding. Meanwhile, at Victor's headquarters, Councilman Douglas was exposed for leaking information to Bobby and was publicly humiliated by being forced to sit at a children's table during a gathering. At the same time, Bobby, Angel, and Jack regrouped to decide how to confront Jerry about his increasingly suspicious actions. The next morning, Jerry arrived at their late mother's house. Bobby immediately attacked him in anger.
Where's Bobby?
Under pressure, Jerry admitted that he had used their mother's insurance payout to settle his debts. He then revealed something unexpected. He had been financially supporting their mother for years and insisted he had no role in her death. Jerry claimed that Victor had arranged the murder to secure money for reopening his warehouse. During the confrontation, chaos broke out when someone attacked Jack, leaving the family shaken. Despite their determination, the Mercers faced another devastating loss when Jack was killed during the conflict. Enraged and desperate for justice,
Jack, look at me. Jack, come on, Jack.
Bobby captured one of the criminals involved and forced him to talk. The man confessed that Victor was behind everything. Consumed by anger, Bobby shot him.
Thank Victor Sweet.
When the police arrived, Green informed the brothers that their actions would be considered self-defense. Later, Green met with Fowler, the same officer seen speaking with Evelyn before her death. Green questioned him about their past conversation, but Fowler refused to respond. Tension escalated, and Green, losing control, attacked Fowler and took his badge. In retaliation, Fowler called the police and falsely reported that Green was involved in a shootout, framing him to make it appear that criminals had killed him. Meanwhile, Bobby, Angel, and Jerry prepared for their final move against Victor and Fowler. Jerry volunteered to meet Victor, agreeing to bring $400,000 as demanded. After confirming the setup with Evan, he returned home and outlined the plan to his brothers. To divert attention, Angel arranged for a child to deliver a box of chocolates to Fowler's house, ensuring Fowler would be distracted while Jerry met Victor at 4 p.m. When the time came, Evan arrived with Victor's men to pick up Jerry for the meeting. At the same time, Sophie alerted the police about her boyfriend's plan to kill Fowler, prompting them to surround Fowler's house. Inside, Angel confronted Fowler and recorded his confession about Green's death. But as officers moved in, Fowler tried to regain control by threatening them, throwing the entire scene into chaos. Meanwhile, Jerry reached a frozen lake where Victor was waiting. Victor opened the bag of money Jerry had brought and claimed it was only an apology, declaring that the debt was forgiven. He then demanded a gun to execute Jerry, but his men refused, having grown tired of his cruelty. Sensing betrayal, Victor panicked. He tried to regain control by claiming he had already informed Fowler and the police about the meeting, insisting they were on their way to arrest everyone. Minutes passed with no sign of backup. Anger took over, and Victor challenged anyone to defy him. No one moved. Then, a lone figure appeared in the distance, walking across the icy surface. It was Bobby. Without hesitation, he threw off his jacket and charged at Victor. A brutal fight followed, ending with Bobby overpowering him. With no mercy left, Bobby ordered Victor's body to be thrown into the frozen lake. Later, at the police station, Bobby, Angel, and Jerry were questioned about Victor's death. They remained calm and coordinated their stories, convincing the officers they had nothing to do with the incident. After a tense interrogation, they were released. With the ordeal finally over, the brothers decided to honor their adoptive mother's legacy. They transformed her home into a gathering place, a symbol of family unity and the bond that had survived even the darkest times. So the moral of the story is, if you plan to mess with the Mercers, make sure your life insurance is paid up.